What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the Red Type Politics channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'm going to be doing my Senate map. I haven't done one in a month. But yeah, there has been quite a few changes, to say the least, which I will explain soon. Let's get into it. So, with these safe states, very simple. Sorry about that. Very simple. One really pissing me off not to fill in as safe. You're probably wondering which one that is. You're probably seeing it. Yeah, I'll explain that one in a minute. For people who don't know. But yeah. So, for now, these are the safe states for each candidate, which brings Republicans to 47. 4 shy of a majority. So, these states... Actually, yeah, we'll film likely as well. So it brings Republicans like 49, which I'll explain Texas actually. So what I did for Texas, I know it's seeming like a closer race, but I do have Donald Trump at 7 in the state, nearly 8. I don't think Ted Cruz is gonna underperform Donald Trump by like 3.5 percentage points. When Ted Cruz is going to do a little better than Trump in the suburbs. So I'm nearly going to put it as likely. It's going to be like 5 exactly. But yeah. Really, most of these are explainable, which actually we'll do that. Which brings them to 50 seats. Tester is done. Very explainable. So these are the closest race. You're probably wondering, oh, why? There's a lot of reasons. Simply, if you go to, let's say, things like Poly Market, boom. I will explain these 2 states in a minute. Give me a minute. But there's a few states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Wow, that's a real shocker. That Republicans are doing better. So... even for the Battle of the Senate, Republicans lead. So, yeah. Even with, like, the polls, this happens every single time. This happens. So, I'll go west-east. We'll start out with Arizona. Lake is running probably the worst campaign I've ever seen. So, automatically, that's going to be, like, Gallego plus 7. Maybe 6, yes. Lake has been better in the polls. That will not do anything. We saw the same thing in 2022, which pissed a lot of people off, including me. The state will trend left in the Senate, but trend right in the presidency. You're going to see that's where split ticket voting is going to happen. We're already seeing it. So, that's just there. Nevada. You're seeing Brown do a little better. It is still Rosen plus 5.3. Like you saw, we narrowed it a little bit. But if Rosen was like up by like 2 at this point, then I would consider. It's just too hard. I'm gonna give the race to by a likely margin. It's gonna be like a 6-point win. Same thing around Arizona. But yeah. Which brings Democrats to 45 seats. So, for the Rust Belt, and then I'll get to Nebraska, because that takes quite a bit of knowledge for some people. I'll start out with Ohio, which is probably one of the most expendable ones. We see this every single time. Democrats always lead in Ohio. We saw this in 2020 in the presidential. We saw this in 2016 in the presidential, but it was different. We're seeing this in early voting, actually, if we go to Ohio, which is, I know it's presidential, but still, Republicans lead, because it's more bipartisan. But, right now, I am going to let Bernie Moreno win by a lean margin, which gives them the Senate. So, I have Moreno winning by around 2 percentage points. It's a change from my last one 4 weeks ago. But, we see this every single time. We act like they suck. Like Tim Ryan, for example. We act like they are going to win for the longest of time. But then J.D. Vance just ultimately, like, helped. And we're definitely going to see that again. Because, of course, running mate is from Ohio. We're going to see that happen. So, with that, let's move on to Wisconsin. So, like I said before, Wisconsin polling is always really off. And we've already seen our first Hovde poll. Let's go. Hovde poll. We already had a tied one. We've never seen Hovde win the poll. And it's, of course, Trafalgar. Which, take with a grain of salt. Please. This is not a good sign for somebody who's always been electoral juggernaut. So, for this race, I talked about it with some people before, like Tester and other people. And I've agreed. This race is a complete toss-up now. So, for this moment, I'm nearly going to give it to the Democrats. But it is close. It is like 0.9 for Baldwin. I remember I had this race at Likely at one point. So, this is definitely a change. Second one. Do I really need to explain myself? This one is going to go probably around the same margin as Wisconsin. I will explain it anyway, though. This race is getting a bit closer. Like, we're seeing tide polls come out. We're seeing a lot of tide polls. Like, we saw that Rogers +5 poll out of Atlas Intel, which made no sense. But it's okay. Rogers is faring pretty well. Like, we're seeing he was at 36 before. Now he's in the mid-40s. Slotkin, again, yes, she has also went up too. But still. We see this every single time in Michigan. But I just feel like it's gonna help with the presidency, of course. With the presidency, I do have a feeling it's probably gonna run near in mine. With Harris, near. Not as much, though. I'll give it as the lean margin. Then, probably the most interesting one. Pennsylvania. Call me insane all you want. Please do. But, we're seeing movement. Insane movement. We went from McCormick 44 to 45. Casey has dropped significantly. He was in the 50s in March. He was in the 49s in early October. Now he's in the 47s. McCormick is doing way better, especially with these polls. Yes, like I said before, take these with a grain of salt. The issue is Casey's not campaigning. He's taking it for granted. This is why we're seeing so many close polls like Casey +1, Casey +2. Last time, we didn't see that. We saw like one poll. So, call me insane. I'm going to give it by tilt margin. The reason why is because Trump's going to probably do a little better, which will benefit McCormick. Will it be enough? Obviously not. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a upset. Will it happen? Probably not. This race is getting closer, though. So, I hate doing this one, but no, we kind of have to. Nebraska. If we go to the Senate level, it is the lean. Deb Fischer is probably running the worst campaign I've ever seen, which pisses a lot of people off, including me. We're seeing this movement from Osborne, which really, he is a Democrat. Let's be honest, he's not an independent, he's a Democrat. Let's be real. I hate to do this. I'm going to give the race by a lean margin. It's going to be like 4 for Fischer. She is running the worst campaign. She is like taking this so for granted because it's Nebraska. The reason why I do not have Osborne winning is because the presidency will hold. The presidency will help Fischer win. I hate how cursed this map looks, but you know what? We'll go with it. 52 to 48 in the Senate. Right now, Republicans are expected to win, of course. Like we see in Poly Market, they have like an 85% chance of winning the Senate. So, yeah, this is my Senate map for now. Of course, I'm going to do my updated maps on November 4th, the day before my ultimate stream with Tester and a lot of people. You might see a little bit of a funny thing happen over here. Be ready for it. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Please enjoy my shenanigans. Red tie out.